Dude, this is my tempo. Poker Face Singer. Lady Gaga. Favorite Rod Stewart song? Rod Stewart's not quite my tempo. Honestly, like the start of this race is exactly my tempo. This is fried chicken. That looks delicious. This is rice pudding, not my tempo. These are grits, my tempo. This is iced tea, my tempo. This is cornbread, that's definitely my tempo. That's pecan pie, extremely my tempo. Biscuits and gravy, not sure if it's my tempo. These are circles, fried green tomatoes. Until 2 seconds ago, I thought this was just a movie. Ribs, everybody's tempo, unless you're vegetarian. We respect that. This is jambalaya. I don't know what this is, but it looks like my tempo. What about Canada's Pride, the Wainwright family? It's not my tempo, that's all I'm gonna say. Kick it into gear. Not my tempo, not my tempo. We don't go for golds. Golds are not my tempo. 10 centuries of German history. It's not my tempo. Give me a frag grenade. Dump it. Epic shotgun kill is I mean, that is my tempo. Oh, excuse me, I've got some new safe house decorations. Honestly, can you go previous on this one? That's my tempo right there. That's my tempo. I'm gonna say that's my tempo. That's my tempo. You know what? That's my tempo too. That is not my tempo. That's my tempo right there. My tempo. I'm gonna say that's my tempo. Sure, my tempo. This is already my tempo. What do you got for me? My tempo? Not my tempo? It's kind of my tempo. It's not my tempo. But like so many TikToks seem to be filmed like inside of a greenhouse, but it's not a greenhouse. It's actually like their living room. And there's like vines growing on the walls and stuff like that. The plants, don't get me wrong, but as soon as the plants start to leave the pot like this, I'm just going to say it. It's not my tempo. This is my tempo, even though I'm on... Oh, I don't have the street art pack access. I guess it's not my tempo. I guess this will have to be my tempo. I'll have to go a little bit more traditionally classy with it. Dartboard, white paint, green paint, yellow paint, whatever. It's my tempo. Dude, this sandwich looks like... How much time do I have? 6 minutes. I can freestyle. This shit looks like my fucking tempo, dude. The fish brötchen. I know a lot of people are probably looking at that like that looks fucking disgusting. This shit looks like my tempo, man. It's fish, pickles, and like a whole red onion sliced up. That's my scene right there. I only know the ones that Ronnie Coleman works out. Human anatomy. It's not my tempo. It's not my tempo. How about the parts of a cell? I have a biology degree, like a real one. This isn't my tempo. Let me see. The dumper is... I don't think the dumper is my tempo, man. Fiber wire, that's certainly not my tempo. Maps are okay. Dude, no, the maps are not okay. Let me look at these maps. Berlin, not my tempo. Dartmoor, very not my tempo. Hokkaido, my tempo. Mendoza, very my tempo. Miami, very my tempo. Berlin, not my tempo. This is a curse. Berlin, Chongqing, Colorado, Hokkaido, Miami. I'm gonna say not my tempo. Berlin, Marrakesh, Mumbai, New York, Whittleton Creek with a bunch of poison. I think this is my tempo, man. Okay, this one's all about maps. These maps are my tempo. The only map that's not my tempo is Chongqing. Give it a chance. Chongqing is pre-sussed as well. Now that's scary. Is Mumbai your tempo? Well... Isle of Skye, that's the final mission from Hitman 1. Okay, this would not be my tempo. Oh, Mendoza's the winery. I don't like the pterodon rooster. I gotta worry about the capacity of our board. It's not quite my tempo, personally. It's like if you don't like jazz because there's no words in it, then Nashville is like your New Orleans. Public drunkenness, like bodily fluids hanging out everywhere, but then country music instead of jazz. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not my tempo, though. Elvis wants to leave the building. No. That's not my tempo. Not my tempo, but close. That could have been it, but I'm going to make you work a little harder. Oh, Elvis is not going to leave the building, but he's going to get close. Elvis has left the building. You can't see what you can't catch. You can't catch what you can't see, I mean. I would like to... Sorry. You're not my tempo.